The recent explosion in AI capabilities happened because engineers figured out how to do one thing incredibly well: guess the next word. The entire modern boom was built by training models on massive libraries of human text, stringing together symbolic information through next token prediction. But text is clean, orderly, and highly structured. Our physical environment is not. If you step outside, you are immediately hit with a messy, continuous stream of light, motion, and sound. To build AI systems that can actually step out of web browsers and operate in these physical environments, handling real-time audio or complex spatial reasoning, relying on text alone hits a hard limit. To move forward, researchers have to build what are called Omni models. Operating in reality means a system has to stop translating everything it encounters into abstract symbols and start processing the raw, unspoken data of the world directly. The immediate engineering hurdle here is figuring out how to feed a continuous photograph into a mathematical architecture that was strictly designed to process words. The initial solution was a technique called patchification. Engineers took a smooth, continuous image and sliced it up into rigid grids, usually standardized 16 by 16 pixel squares. Those isolated visual patches are then lined up in a single file line and fed into the model one after the other. The machine is forced to read the picture left to right, treating the visual data exactly like a written sentence. This works fairly well if you want a system to answer a text question about an image, but forcing discrete boundaries onto a continuous photograph introduces heavy information loss when the model tries to truly understand what it is looking at. It is also incredibly computationally expensive. These models burn through massive amounts of training data just to figure out how to sample and construct a well-formed image. Treating a photograph identically to a paragraph breaks the underlying continuous nature of visual reality. To solve this, the original transformer architecture had to evolve. To accurately process the physical world, the model could no longer run every piece of incoming sensory data through the exact same neural pathways. This led to an architectural shift called a mixture of transformers. Instead of a single pathway, different data types are assigned an independent, specialized set of neural parameters. When the data enters the system, it's pushed down a separate, dedicated route based on whether it is text, audio, or visual. Think of it like a biological brain. Rather than forcing its language center to interpret the light hitting its eyes, the machine develops a distinct visual cortex. The text and the images are processed in parallel and then combined into a unified output. Separating these pathways drastically improves the model's ability to generate high-quality non-text data, like complex images or speech, all without cannibalizing its core text processing abilities. Because the parameters are independent, engineers can freeze a highly capable text model, leaving its language skills untouched, while actively training the new visual pathways asynchronously in the background. Abandoning the one-size-fits-all parameter approach allows the AI to start perceiving different sensory inputs natively. That creates the foundation for machines to actually interact with physical environments. Even with these new architectures, there is a strange asymmetry built into multimodal AI. If you train a model to deeply understand an image, it becomes much better at generating images. But if you train an Omni model strictly to generate non-text data, its ability to understand what's happening in those images barely improves at all. This creates a major puzzle for engineers. Predicting the next token in a string of text birthed complex reasoning capabilities. Yet predicting the next frame in a video usually yields a lot of redundant pixels. So why doesn't staring at the world make an AI smarter when reading about the world did? The answer comes down to the underlying nature of a written sentence versus the nature of a raw photograph. Language is unique. It is a highly compressed abstraction of human cognition, of our intent, and of step-by-step logic. Video and images, on the other hand, are strictly passive. They are objective recordings of sensory data that carry absolutely no built-in subjective interpretation. Because of this, a neural network can learn to perfectly replicate the shifting pixels of a bouncing ball across a screen, without ever actually learning the physics of gravity that caused the ball to fall. Next token prediction creates intelligence, because the text itself is already a map of human thought. Next frame prediction is often merely copying the surface of reality. Right now, Omni models are brilliantly successful at navigating digital artifacts. They can process complex infographics, parse dense PDFs, and analyze photos with incredible precision. But operating in the real world demands true physical intelligence. Controlling a robot in a dynamic, three-dimensional environment requires an entirely different type of spatial understanding, and that requires completely new architectures. We cannot achieve that physical intuition simply by scaling up our current autoregressive text networks. We taught machines to think by giving them the distilled logic of our own language. The hurdle now is building a system that can derive its own logic directly from the light and motion of the physical world. Please note, this video is AI-generated with Notebook LM, drawn from Stanford CS25 Transformers United v6, I from Language Models to Native Multimodal Intelligence by Victoria Lin. Informational only, not advice. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.